Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video. So today we are going to be looking at five key areas for building a seven-figure business that is sustainable and scalable. So let's get into it. The first thing, though, you must know is that your business will never outgrow your identity. That is not going to happen, right? So one of the biggest things that you need to begin working on is knowing who you are, your identity. And your identity gets challenged almost every single day, right? Especially when you are a business owner, right? You doubt yourself, you disqualify yourself, you don't see yourself as enough, you don't see yourself as capable, you don't see yourself as being able to do certain things, you feel unskilled, not ready. There's a lot of mindset transformation that lead to identity crisis, right? So just that just paints a picture. And going into our first key focus area that you need to pay attention to, it's your spiritual transformation, right? Number one. But this is now a bundle. So it comprises of three things, right? It's your spiritual transformation, your mindset transformation, and your identity alignment, right? So all of these three things, they work together in harmony, right? And the battlefield for your business is not in your strategies. It is not in your systems that you put in place. That's not the battlefield, right? It's not in the structures or the team members that you have, right? The battlefield is in your mind. You form part of that system, of your own business system. You form part of that. And just to quickly define what a business is, for me, when I look at a business, it's just a flow of systems. It's a flow of interconnected systems that work together to produce results, right? Good results to produce good results, healthy results, to make your business more profitable, to turn your business into a seven-figure business, right? So you are now the first system implemented already within your business. And your business is all dependent on the inputs, right? Your own input in your mind, in your identity, in your spiritual transformation, right? What is it that you believe? That's now the foundation. It sets the tone for either the success or the failure or collapse of your business. So you need to now focus first on yourself. You are not building your business to prove to anybody, but you are building your business to steward your business. Remember, God is the CEO and you are a steward, right? So I'm like a manager for my business, right? And I depend on God to give increase in all of this, but I also need to take my own responsibility. How do I do that? I need to align myself with the proper tasks that I need to do and do them diligently, right? And all of this will then begin to produce growth. But then remember, God doesn't bless chaos, He blesses order. So the second thing is, which is your key focus area for a seven-figure business, is strong interconnected systems, right? And revenue always grows. It grows where results are repeatable. What do I mean by that? If you are able to repeat the same thing over and over, it'll be able to produce the same thing over and over. Take a seed, put it on the ground. Guess what you're doing? Now you've started the process of a system, right? You take a seed, you put it on the ground, and it begins to follow. It will do what it's designed to do, right? And then it will produce what? Not just one seed, but many other seed from one seed are born, right? Potential is released from one seed. And then you repeat the same process again. Take the other seeds, put them, and they keep doing the exact same thing over and over. And that in its own is a system, right, for that seed that is taking place. But it required you to take the seed and to put it on the ground, right? So things like random marketing, emotional sales, and messy operations, these things will break your growth, right? These things will break your business growth. Those things do not work. If you feel like, I'm not in a mood today to do this. No, you need to have a system in place that does the same repeatable so that your revenue can begin to grow. Trust can begin to grow in the marketplace, right? So that people are able to say, that's what I'm looking for, right? So it's mindset, identity, spiritual transformation, number one. Number two, strong interconnected systems. That's what you need because they produce. If your revenue is dependent on repeatable results, right? And systems produce that repeatable results. They produce that consistency and flow, right? And you always need to remember consistency is a principle, right? Consistency is a principle. It is your superpower. It works irregardless who you are, whether your socio-economic status, wherever you are. If you're poor now and you implement consistency, it will work for you irregardless because it is a law, right? So now we move on to the third thing, which is now principle-led growth, right? Don't the sweet spot of a business is when you are able to predict growth within a business. And how you do that is through the implementations of principles. In the kingdom of God, everything has got a principle. We are given principles for a reason. We are given laws for a reason. Now, principles are laws that govern increase, right? So these are laws that govern increase. Remember the example of the seed. The law is if I take the seed and put it in the ground, the seed will multiply itself. It will increase in the form of other fruit. Then those fruit will then multiply into other fruits. Then those fruits will multiply into other fruits. That's the law, right? But if I take the seed and leave it on the table or put it in a container somewhere and close it, it will never grow. I've gone against the law. So the law can increase or it can also break you, right? So when you climb on a roof and you jump, there's the law of gravity. It doesn't matter how rich you are, it doesn't matter your social status, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter what you think of yourself. The results will always be the same: injury or something else beyond that. Right. So you need to be able, this is now how also in business, we are able to predict the growth. That is through the principles that we implement in our marketing, in our sales, in our customer experience, in our cash flow, which is our finances, right? Because it is one big system. But in order for it to do what we want it to do, we must be able to take the principles, implement them there so that we are able to say, okay, this month is going to produce this much. That month is going to produce this much. Oh, look at the pattern. So this is the pattern, right? And these are the things that will help you. That's number three, principle led growth. That's how you are able to build a seven-figure business that is scalable and sustainable, right? And when integrity and order and value, when all these, and timing as well, because timing is also a principle, just like a seed. You can't just plant in any season. There's a time to plant for sowing, and there's a time for harvesting. Right. In your business as well, it is the exact same thing. So, as a kingdom business ourselves, we use a 1 year design calendar when we start. And then when we finish, what do we do in the different months? We don't just do things randomly. No, it's designed. Remember, if your business is basically a system flow. So in everything that you do, you must make sure that it is designed as part of the system, not random guesses, not emotionally or mood swings within your business, right? That's going to be a collapse right there, right? So you need to be able to Get your business to a point where you are able to predict the growth. And all of these now, starting with the system of your mind, spiritual growth, identity, then coming to strong interconnected systems, right? That produces consistency and flow, and then principle led growth. Hi there. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. And if you like this video and you're finding value in it, please subscribe, like, comment, and you can also share these videos as we are trying to reach out to more people who want to build purpose-driven businesses. Right. So enjoy the video, kick back, relax, and we'll see you. Bye for now. And then principle led growth, which says no matter who you are, if you do this, that will happen because it is a law that governs increase, irregardless. Right. Or the absence of doing that, there are consequences still that you will experience, and those are not good ones. Right. So these are now the top three things that you need to pay attention to if you truly want to build a seven-figure business. You need to start there, right? And then the fourth thing that follows now is clear offers and value creation, right? And clarity now multiplies results. People must understand, what is it that you do? Now, it's many small businesses. I was part of those people myself, confused on what I do. I started multiple businesses because of lack of these lack of these five key principles, five key focuses, right? And there was no clarity in my businesses at all before, right? And the audience was there, but it was whoever shows up, right? And the outcome, I would explain it, but it wouldn't match my offers, right? And as a result, none of the businesses that I had scaled, right? They were always stuck in the same place, right? And many people face this exact same thing. Simple thing like clarity. Understand what you do, who it's for, your audience, and the outcome it produces. That's the benefits that it produces. Only then you will also begin to scale. And we're now from the fourth thing, which is the clear value and the clear offer, and being clear on your offer, and then the value creation, principle led growth, strong interconnected systems, and then the first one, which is your mindset, identity, and your spiritual transformation. All of these must flow in harmony with one another, thus creating a big system that you use for your business to create that seven-figure business. Right. When that doesn't happen, it's going to be a long, many long years for you to be able to get to that point. Right. Because we don't want to be reactive in business, but we want to design systems, not only systems in marketing and sales, but systems that will work in harmony with you as the first big system within your business, because it relies on you to be able to produce what you want to produce, your identity. Your growth is dependent on your identity, on your mindset, and your spiritual growth, on these foundational things, because the foundation holds the ground. Without them, the building will collapse, right? So if you don't have any of these in your business, you'll be another guy sitting at a corner, been doing this for the past 18 years and producing the exact same thing, the exact same results, right? Year in, year out, even in this coming year, these are the five things that you need to adopt, right? In order for you to become the kingdom entrepreneur that you want to become, so that you are, for the purpose of the expansion of the kingdom of heaven. Your business is but a vessel, right? For heaven to fill up so that you are able to do the mandate of heaven here on earth. Okay. So value is solving problems for the right people. That's very important as well. Value is very important for solving problems for the right people. You don't just want anybody to be your customer. There's a reason for that, right? So you want to control, you want the right people to come into your business that you are able to solve the problem for, right? Not just anybody. Don't be impressed by the social media numbers of people who like. Some of the people that come there, they're just there. They'll just make your numbers on social media look good. But that is it. How's it going? How is it going? But somebody who has 10 social media followers is making 10 times you. How? Right. It's because you're solving a problem for the right people. Right. The last one is leadership under God's authority. Now, your foundational point of leadership, I don't know where many of us, when I know that leadership, where we get it from is through the experiences in our lives, right? Either you are forced into this type of leadership, or you found yourself one time in a job and this is what leadership looked like, and you adopted that. Now you're implementing it in your business. You want to take that same, implement it in your business, which most of the time is full of control, right? But the leadership that I'm talking about, true leadership, it flows again from that alignment. It needs to flow from an alignment. So if you have a team that you are leading, you need to be aligned. Your team has to be aligned with you, right? Habakkuk 2, verse 2, it says that write the vision down so that whomever reads it may run with it. It will not tarry, but it requires that alignment with your team. So remove control from the equation. Remove fear from the equation. Remove manipulation from the equation, right? It starts with your mindset, remember. It needs to flow from inside out, not from outside inwards. That doesn't work, right? So when your leadership is submitted to God, then few things begin to pop up. Your decisions, they begin to carry wisdom, order, peace, understanding, great knowledge. Right. So when your leadership is like that, you are also able, whatever it is that you delegate to your team, by influence and by alignment, you are able to produce results from that because there is trust between one another, because there is harmony, peace between one another, because there is wisdom and things are in order. They flow in the right order. All right.